Yes people, how we doing? Welcome to my very first YouTube video. Now a bit about myself, my name is Ollie and I own my own clothing brand called Sino Clothing. So today I'm going to show you a bit behind the scenes of what it's like as a brand owner and what I get up to in a day. So I'm going to bring you guys along with me to show you what I get up to in a day in life as a brand owner. So I've got a few things on my to-do list today and I need to go to B&Q first and foremost because I've just bought myself a new office, so I need to sort of make it more aesthetically pleasing, put a media wall in there for the team to use. But when I say a new office, it's more of a shipping container. It came along with my office that I bought, so I thought I might as well use it as a spare office for my staff to use. So we're going to do that today. I also need to go to Argos to pick up a new printer because I need to do all my tax stuff. That is boring. I'm not going to bore you guys with that, but come with me today and I'll show you what I get up to. Let's get into it. So the sun is shining here in the UK just after bank holiday weekend, and that always means one thing: sunglasses and music. But due to copyright laws, I can't play music on my videos, unfortunately. But so just think I'm listening to an absolute tune. So some of you may not know, I own my own clothing brand and I've owned that now for about 4 years, and it is called Sino Clothing. Now I love every single moment of owning a business. You get so much joy from it, so much happiness, and it brings me so much freedom as well. Now for the last 2 years I've done the business full time and I love every single moment of it, the enjoyment, the happiness it gives me, the freedom it gives me as well. And I'll recommend it to anyone who's thinking of starting their own business. Do it, because what's holding you back, what's stopping you from doing it? You know, your dream can come your reality if you just put everything you have into that one idea, that one business that you may have. Just start today. Right, so we've arrived at our first destination and that is B&Q, guys. So we need to go in there and I know exactly what I want to look for. I want to get one of the media walls, like the brown and black bit you can just put on the office. It's quite easy to install apparently. I've looked it online before I've come here. So I know they do have it. Just want to see how much it is, how big it is. Maybe need to get a van, depending on how big they are, because no, the Merc's not exactly that big. But yeah, we're getting there, have a look, and then hopefully we can get it installed today. Let's get in there. Right, so I've been told that the panels are down at this aisle, and I can see it, here we go. Acoustic panels, that's what it's called. I kept saying it's called a media wall, but I can only tell that that is way too big for the shipping container. So I don't know how we're going to get that in the car, or even cut it up really. Now I found this smaller one, but again that's going to be way too small for the walls in the container. Now that one is just way too big. Even if I cut it, it's going to look dodgy if I cut that. So ideally I should have really measured the container walls to know how big I need, because I know that's going to be way too small and that is way too big. But for 72 quid it's not too bad, and I think it's 40 quid for the smaller one. So what I'll do, I'm going to go to the container now, measure up the size so I know exactly what size I need, and then we can cut it down to measure. Right, so at least we've now got an idea of what sort of panel we want and sort of size, guys. So I need to go to the container and sort of measure up the size of the wall, because I know for a fact the big one is way too big and the small one's way too small. So I'll have to either put two of the small ones together or cut the big one down and then obviously buy a couple. So at least I've now got an idea. That's what I wanted, because I didn't have an idea at first. So I've got an idea now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up the printer first, because I need to get that done now because it's ready to collect. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go to the container, measure the bits up, and then hopefully come back to B&Q, get the new or the correct size, and then we'll put that into there as well. So yeah, stay along for the ride. We'll go and get the printer now. And then we'll go straight to the container, and I'll show you guys what the container is. I'll show you the office as well, and then yeah, this is what it's like as a day in the life. Also guys, if you want to use code extra15, that gets you 15% off my whole website. That is including sale items as well. So if you want to treat yourself to a nice new t-shirt, swimsuits, tracksuit, whatever it is, go over to sinoclo.com and that gets you 15% off. So make sure you go check it out. Right, we just pulled up into Argos. Like I said, I'm not going to bore you with all this stuff. Right, that is one printer required. And like I said, I'm not going to bore you with this part of the business because I need to do it later on with all my tax stuff. But yeah, we're going to go to the container now, get the measurements in for the paneling, and then yeah, let's do it from there. Right, please tell me, what is the #1 better sound than this? Now there's no other better sound than open up a can of Red Bull. I do particularly want a Monster, but unfortunately the shop did not have any Monsters, so we had to go for a Red Bull today. So Yeah, tell me if there's a better sound than open up a fresh can of Red Bull or Monster. There's nothing that can top that. So yeah, this is the container. Let me show you around. So yeah, this is the spare office. So we have a little sample rail here. So any items that we are thinking about bringing out, we obviously get a sample and we put them on here. We go through them and check which ones are the best ones and which ones are not, and decide which ones we want to bring out. We have all the little racking systems. These are all the items that we are selling currently. But like I said, this is the spare office. So all my other items are in the main office. This is just for my staff to use. We have the packaging and shipping area here, so we have some items that need to go out already. And then this is my processing area, obviously the table that we pack all your orders and ship them out. So yeah, it's really handy to have, especially for days that I'm busy or that I'm in meetings, etc. My staff can come in here, pack an order and ship it straight out to the customer. So yeah, it's really handy to have. So this is the wall that we want to update with the panels that I saw in B&Q. As you can see, it's only a bit of plywood, it doesn't really look great. So I want this office to look more of an office for my staff rather than it be a shipping container. So I want to make it more aesthetically pleasing as possible. So I should have really measured it the other day when I was in here, rather than doing the back and forth trips from B&Q. But we'll get these measured. Hopefully we can then go back to B&Q, buy the correct size, or if I need to cut the other one in half, we'll do that. And then also I'll know how many I need. By looking at it and from the size that I saw in B&Q, we might need probably about 4 in total, I reckon. We'll get it measured and then we'll get that sorted. So that's 240 in height. So that's how high we need it. Width wise is not really an issue because they come in, I think, panels about that big. So 240 meters is what we need in height. I'm pretty sure the biggest one was a lot higher than that, so we might need to cut it, or we can see how big the small ones are together on top of each other, and if not we might have to cut them in size. So yeah, ideally we need them in probably about 4 sections, but what I'll do, I'll measure it sideways anyway. 250, so it's 250 in length and 240 in height. So what we'll do, we'll go back to B&Q, have a look at the big one, see how high that is. If it's too high, we'll just have to cut it off. If not, I'll have a look at the 2 small ones, put the small ones on top of each other and see how high they go, because they might be a perfect match for what this is. So we need 240 in height and 250 in length. So I need to measure them sideways and see how many we need. We might need, from what I'm looking at, we're putting in about 4. So yeah, we'll get that done now. We'll go back to B&Q, look at the sizes, and hopefully bring them back and install them. Right, so we're going to head back to B&Q now and get the correct size panel in. So we'll either have to cut off the big one, or if we're able to, put the 2 small ones together. But I think we're going to do that in a different video, because I have got a meeting in the next 20 minutes with my manufacturer to go through some samples that we got from summer this year. So we'll do a little product overview with our manufacturer. But again, I don't want to bore you guys with that, so I think we should do this in a different video of showing you what I get up to in a container, making it look more of an office rather than a shipping container for my staff. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, of what I'll get up to in a day in the life as a clothing brand owner, make sure you go like, subscribe and comment. If you've got any ideas, or if there's anything you want to see as a brand owner, make sure you drop a comment. I've got loads of videos coming. I've got trips away. I might be going visiting my manufacturer in Turkey, so I'll bring you guys along with me. So yeah, if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe and comment. Peace.